Pause it before you said something crazy.
Whoa!
I paused it before you said something crazy.
Yeah, I'll be bad. You got me all up.
Ah, yeah.
You got.
Well, yeah. Well,
play your intro.
let me see. Yeah, okay, we back. Okay, cool. So what's up, y'all? What's up? Sean Ordwin on All Things Music with my boy T. Higgins. What?
Yes, you is. Yes, you is. You got me all.
Hold on. Let me do it. Hold on.
What is theme music at? All right.
Come on. And we jam. Real rock and soul. Welcome to All Things Real. With your boy Sean Ordwin. Special guest Terence Higgins in the house. New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh yeah. Huh? We ain't gonna let him sing it.
Oh man, come on. Put that verse on. Get
that verse on, man. Facebook might shut this thing down, man. So look. I got you on here, man. I've been trying to get you on here for a minute. COVID slowed you down enough for me to get you on here, man.
COVID ain't stopping nothing. I'm still out here. I'm still
out here. You know what I'm saying?
In my living room, but you know, it's all good.
Still out here in my living room.
I make time for my people, though, man.
Man, look, you know what? That's true, man. We go way, way, way back, man.
Ooh, people don't know the history.
We go way back. We'll get into some of that today. Man, just look. So I always start my stuff off. Let me just tell everybody we're live. Woohoo! Talk to us and get your questions ready.
Tell them I'm ready. They can use big words. I got my.
Oh, they can use big words. See, they can use big words, bro. Come on now.
I got my encyclopedia right here. Look.
He was my encyclopedia. All right. So look, I got my boy T over here, man. Okay, we got some peoples. Right. Okay, man. Matter of fact, you got your phone with you?
I do.
Okay, go on your phone, open up Facebook.
I got you. I'm one step ahead of you.
Okay, you did a watch party?
I ain't doing no watch party though. How you do that?
Go watch party. Hit the share button.
Uh-huh.
Right. When you hit the share button.
Oh yeah.
You see that? You see that? You see that? Do a watch party. You know what I'm saying? You can put a little title in there. I'm going live with my boy Sean Ordwin. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, while he getting that straight, look, me and T go way back to 1989, 1990. He was the drummer in my first band that I ever had, Sean Ordwin and Moments Notice.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, sir. We dropping some hot reggae.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden found out there was this cat in Austin, Ian Moore, and Moments Notice. And I was like,
oh no.
Remember that? He was a guitar player. They was trying to say he was the next Steve Ray Vaughan and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so I changed it to Dreadlock Crescents.
That's right.
Remember that?
Hey, you got any t-shirts?
No. Man,
bro.
Matter of fact, what?
You gotta press up the T's, bro.
Oh, right. Right, because I had the drum. I just gave the drum set to one of my pastor friends, and I told him, I said, hey man, I said, look, you might have to paint over this. I would take off the drum head. I say, but just paint over it, man. You don't want to have that in your church.
Man, you should have kept that head and put it on your frame.
I thought about keeping it and put it on my wall, man, but man, I was like, man, I was like, let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
I was like, let it go. Let it go. All right, so yeah, man. So me and T go way back. We talking about 1989 and 90. First band, Terence Higgins, Mark P. Rowe, Mike Esno, Steve Landon, bruh.
The Cats?
Man,
These are deep cats, dude.
Matter of fact, let me tag Steve in this, man. Hold on.
Astronaut and P-Roll. I mean, me and P-Roll, like, that's my fam.
Oh yeah, man. You still talk to him?
Every now and then, we'll poke at each other, but I need to reconnect with him. But that's my bro. That's all the formative years, I call it.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, and one thing I can say, man, about your issue. Matter of fact, I think we might be able to do this. I think we might be able to share the screen on this rip with the Zoom. What's a video of yours? Let me get that done while you answer my question. So say this for me. Say "à la manger."
À la manger.
All right. Now tell me, what is your absolute favorite food ever?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Jeez, bro. I'm so international.
Hey, don't matter. What is
my favorite? Creole food. I love.
What individual one, man? What individual one?
My favorite all time was the easiest for me to make, and I cook a little bit. Shrimp Creole.
wait.
Creole? Yeah, shrimp Creole. That's my jam. Actually, I made something the other day. And I was slapping myself. I make a little gumbo too. I would say gumbo, shrimp Creole. That's my two jams right there.
Okay.
I get into this thing, man. When you cook for yourself and you do your own seasoning. It's not like I got any specific recipe.
Yeah.
Like you cook to your taste. And my girl was telling me that everything I've been cooking lately over the pandemic, I've been like patting myself on the back too much. I've been like, man, this is the best I've ever had. Oh, you gotta taste this.
And she's like, man.
No, she's like, bro, you might be on to something.
Oh, come on now. Hey, man, you know what? I said if I would ever have to leave Louisiana and I couldn't play music, I would definitely be cooking and opening up a restaurant.
Man, the thing about them Louisiana boys.
We can cook.
We can cook. We can cook.
Ladies, look, y'all just need to know. Y'all need to understand something. You get a Louisiana man, we come with a cooking.
Yeah. You definitely ain't got to cook. You can cook you can do breakfast, baby.
You can do breakfast. I mean, but we can kill breakfast though.
Bring me some coffee. I understand. I love you.
But everything else. Hey,
everything else.
I got it. I don't like doing it. Look, we can do a deal. I'll cook everything clean as I go. I don't just leave everything all out there, but you do dishes, I'll cook it for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna give up a pot or two. I'm gonna let her do her thing. But when I get time to do mine, it's gonna be like,
Yeah, right. Okay, so I asked everybody the same thing. So shrimp Creole is your ultimate favorite. So now since we've been in the Corona-cation, man, what has been your go-to food?
My go-to food, I've just been trying to eat a little healthier. The age thing.
Just a little?
Just a little bit, yeah. Actually, I didn't start off like that because when the pandemic first hit, I would cook for the week.
Wow.
I would make enough food
for the week. Yeah.
So like, one week I had red beans and rice. The next week I did like lasagna, and I cooked too much, so I made 2 pans. So I was able to freeze a pan.
Oh, yeah.
And back that up a couple of weeks later.
Right.
And then one time I made a chicken vegetable soup.
Chicken and vegetable soup?
Chicken and vegetable soup. I had it I made too much. I made a huge pot, like one of those Magna lights, big, like your grandma used to have, right? And man, I swear, it was so good, bro. It had like broccoli, peas, chicken, everything. It was some spaghetti. And that was my first time really hooking up a soup like that. And man, let me tell you something. I felt like amazing every day eating that. I could eat it any time of the day.
Hey man, soup, and people underestimate soup. But if you knock the soup out, man, that's like comfort food. That's some comfort food.
And one other thing is I put out the grill. The grill was a lifesaver. Like I would do like salmon on a cedar plank. I would do like some ribs.
Oh, you bougie.
Oh, you bougie.
Oh, you bougie. On the salmon on a cedar plank.
Yeah, with a side of kale,
side of kale. See.
And another thing, Ben, I think juicing has been good. Like I do my ginger, turmeric, lemon, grapefruit, just trying to, because when you get a certain age, man, you got to really watch what you're putting in your body, man, because, everything slow down. You can get the cholesterol, and all that stuff to your high blood pressure or whatever, all that stuff go haywire, man. You
ain't got to tell me. I know, man. I know. and that's a good thing, man. And side note for everybody watching this, the number one defense against COVID-19 is a healthy body.
Yeah, and vitamins, zinc, D, C, the B12s. Yeah,
get you some sun. You know what I'm saying?
Sun, yeah.
Some sun. If you just got to go out there and just you know what I'm saying? Get in there. So look, let me try this right quick. I'm gonna share the screen, and I got the desktop popping, and I want to do this song. I hope it ain't whatchamacallit it. Look, I hope it ain't copywritten, but we gonna knock it out anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
This is my boy T doing what he do.
Oh man. There's a backstory to this. I got to tell you about this.
We definitely love it.
Oh, that boy chopping.
Hey man, let him hear. Oh, okay. Say they can't hear it.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy on the audio because it's like you're streaming into a stream. But yeah,
but I got my thing that thing that was supposed to be working. That thing that was supposed to be working, it ain't working. But anyway, did y'all heard a little bit of it? Y'all heard a little bit of it? Anyway, so the biggest thing for me, man, with you is that you've always had this feel, man, that was just, you know what I'm saying? And like for me, my dream, you like my dream drummer, man. Like real talk. I mean, like they got cats who I can get that would be phenomenal, but just because you know what I'm saying? And
right.
And I know that we hadn't played together since 1991 for the most part. And I'm sure that if you were on the stage and I was leading, that
no question,
I wouldn't even have to look back.
Oh yeah, you don't gotta look.
You know what I'm saying? And it would just be the big you know what I'm saying? The feel, man. So give me the backstory on that gig, that performance right there.
Well, actually, that was filmed in Nashville, Tennessee, and Pearl Drums is their U.S. headquarters is in Nashville. And I was on tour at the time with the Warren Haynes band, and we did our sound check, and all the Pearl guys had invited me over to this drum thing, and it was like some heavy.
And Pearl is
the drum company that I'm sponsored by, or I endorse Pearl Drums.
There you
along
go.
with a bunch of other instruments, but Pearl,
that time,
yeah. But they invited me over to this. It was called a Pearl Extravaganza, and they had like some super heavyweight dudes. Like I think it was like Mike Mangini was from Dream Theater, was one of the headlining dudes, And if you looked at the clip, they had these huge drum sets
behind
us, like everything, right? So they had this little jazz kit, and I walked in, and my A&R rep was like, "Hey, man, you want to play something? Just play a little." I hadn't prepared any pieces. He just go up and freestyle, and we'll introduce you. And I was like, all right, whatever. So, and then I was on tour, so my chops was kind of, I had my tour chops on.
Yeah. Tour chops.
And yeah. Yeah.
I heard. I saw it.
So I go up and I do my little thing, and I just went off the dome. Like Mike and them was in the back warming up, going over their routine.
Right.
Worked out things. So I just kind of went over there, kind of off the dome, and the big old thing after the show was like, man, this cat come in with the smallest kit off the street,
right,
and just killed it. And these guys in the back, not taking nothing from them, but had all these jobs and didn't make as much statement, So I was like, whatever, that's your opinion, but I felt like, wow, that's kind of real. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
But we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need much if you got with that thing, So
hey, shout out Chris LeBlanc, man. What up, Chris?
Oh, we go way back. Time.
Okay, Chris LeBlanc, man, Baton Rouge was popping. Baton Rouge, New Orleans was popping so hard back then.
Yeah. 90, 91. Yeah.
Man, Chris LeBlanc, man, look, what's up, Big Daddy? If y'all want to hear a great guitar player, look up Chris LeBlanc, ChrisLeblanc. He's killing. Him and his band's been doing some lives. What up, Chris, man? We're going to have you on the show one time, Big Daddy. Yeah, hit me up in the inbox, man. Let's set it up. So T, and a lot of people don't understand that you can have the best instruments, but it's not about the instrument. It's about the player.
It's about the playing, yeah.
About the player. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate the player. Hate the game. It's about the game.
Hate the game,
player. Yeah. I was going to comment on the fact that you was in that little bitty 3-piece and they had
and it wasn't my kit, so it was extra foreign. The angles was all whack. The tension on the foot pedal was weird. It wasn't my brand of cymbals, and then I had to borrow past sticks.
Oh, so you really went in that bootleg.
So I went in there like off the streets, man. Like,
man,
off the corner.
Hey, off the corner. Did you do it like in church? Did you like it in church? Y'all forgive me right now. I'm a little whorish. These ain't my sticks.
These ain't my sticks.
These ain't my drums, but I'm gonna something.
Yeah, right.
Did you do that, or you just wanted them to play?
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. Actually, I introduced myself. I was like, "Hey, I'm Terence Higgins from New Orleans." Blah blah blah, whatever. And then I just went into this little thing, and they dug it, man. It was kind of a breath of fresh air. And then I started it off, so it was like cool.
Oh yeah, So
I set the stage.
You said the ball. Hey, you said the ball. The ball was way up here.
Yeah. So they had Mangini had to warm up a little extra,
Hey, what's another video that I can show after a while on your YouTube? What should I search in here?
Oh man,
I want one where you play in New Orleans, man, because that's
Man, I have no idea. I don't. You know what? That video thing it eludes me because I don't really.
Yeah, you just do your thing. I got you. I remember some stuff, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So that just go to show you, man. That just go to show you that, you ain't got to have a whole bunch of stuff to kill it. So now let's talk about young Terence Higgins, young T-boy.
Oh yeah.
That middle school, high school. What you doing?
Oh man, middle school. I went to junior high. I was already a player. You know what I'm saying in terms of drums. I started drums so early, man. And I had friends around me who were like professional drummers, and I would always get like lessons or be influenced by them or break into their house when I was a kid and play their drums when they would leave. It was kind of that thing in our community. Like my friend would leave, and me and my little brother would be on the lookout. He said, "Yeah, man, he gone. Let's go in his house and we would play on the drum."
You got a lookout, bro?
Yeah, my little brother would look out, and then when he's coming up the street, so we would run out the door, and we would get it. But I think he knew after a while. He's like, "Y'all be going to my house, huh?" It was that kind of thing. But I mean, middle school, I was on point. Then I got to high school, and then everybody already knew who I was. My reputation. Oh, this little kid, this little dude, Tuna. Y'all better watch out for Tuna.
Yeah, Tuna.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Tuna, that's right.
And so when I got to high school, it was the same thing. And then I wound up getting like in the McDonald's All-American band. And
wait, didn't it become Toonie after that?
Well, no, it was Toonie before. That was my mom's
Toonie. Yes, what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I have this picture when I was a baby. It has on there Tuni. Toonie. That was what my mama gave me. But when you go to school, everything changes. Your partner's not gonna be calling you Toonie.
No,
I'm sorry.
Unless they grew up with you, and it ain't no thing.
Right, and if you know I'm a Toonie, you know me.
Right.
You know me. You know something about me that like people don't know. So Tuna was like it kind of morphed into Tuna.
Gotcha.
So Tuna stuck for me, but I knew deep inside I'm Toonie.
I was saying, but I know deep inside.
I know I'm a Toonie.
Right. So y'all, that's like you, man. There's so many songs. I mean, there's so many stories of people, musicians who were stealing time, quote unquote, stealing time. Right. An instrument was laying around, and they went in there, found it, and played on it whenever they wasn't supposed to be doing it.
Right.
And it's just crazy that's your story as well,
Oh yeah, my great grandfather actually gave me a set of bongos when I was like, I don't know, 4 maybe. I remember that, and that drum stuck with me. I mean, I didn't have a whole bunch of musicians in my family, so for me, the drum thing was me. That was my thing. I don't know how or why, but I stuck with it throughout school and high school and some college and then professionally. It's weird because dudes would be like, man, you can't just be drumming all your life, man. You got to have something to fall back on and this and that. The same story, but I'm saying I had opportunities. It seemed like every career move I made in the music business, it was always a step forward. It wasn't always a lateral move. It was always moving forward. From the time I played around Baton Rouge, from the time I morphed back into New Orleans, started playing with like New Orleans artists like George Porter, and then from that to Dirty Dozen, and then from that everybody else in the world, So it was like the trajectory was almost ordained. Right. I came up at a time too where there wasn't really a lot of younger drummers around. I think it was me, Brian Blade was around. They had Russell Baptiste and Stan Moore, but we all had our different lane. You know what I'm saying? And I still had to find myself. Yeah,
because so now you in college. You went to Southern. You McDonald's marching band. Then you ended up going to Southern and marching. You got your S?
Huh?
You got your S?
Oh, I got an S. I was Crabs. I was a section leader my freshman year.
For the drum line?
Yeah, for the drum line. Yeah, it was like crazy.
The whole drum.
Yeah, I was the section leader. Yeah.
So how you crabbing and you section leader? It
was a unique year. Fall 88 was so unique. We had all but 2 upperclassmen on snare drum.
Oh, okay.
And every freshman that year was bad dudes. Like they all were like smashing. Like I barely was the best. No, it was real. But we went up there knowing the stuff we had. We had a brotherhood. We had a connection. So the section leader gets kicked out. He got zip, we call it, for hazing. So it was lethal. There was dudes going to jail for hazing. So the section leader got zipped. So they threw it to me because I was Doc Ball at the time too. Yeah. Doc was like, I was supposed to go to FAMU, but Doc snatched me up. Yeah. I was like, nah, you coming up to Southern. So I went to Southern.
You was almost marching 100, Rattler.
Yeah, Rattler. I was almost Rattler. Yeah.
Right.
All that. But whatever. Yeah, right. So, and that's how that thing happened. So, but I was Doc little dude, so they hooked me up with it. But I handled my business, so I was on point. But then at that time, at the same time, I started messing with Mark Piro and Michael Ward, the violinist too. And that was one of my first gigs around Baton Rouge, and then Mark introduced me to Wendell Tilly,
and
we started
Funk House.
We started Funk House, and then that's when I already had all those sensibilities musically. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already dealing with a lot of stuff from New Orleans, jazz, funk, whatever, reggae. When we started playing your little gig, we were already playing everything.
Right.
So, and I think I just had the open mind, but I didn't really revert to the real New Orleans stuff till I went back to New Orleans after I left Southern.
Yeah.
So, and that's when all the real New Orleans vocabulary started to. I mean, you know this stuff from growing up with it, but to be submersed in it with the musicians who were playing it, like George. I started playing with George Porter, and he introduced me to like the real dude, like the last of an era of musicians, like Earl King and like Snooks Eagle, and dudes who was like could have been my grandpa at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, so look, I think I got this. Let's try this. All right, let's try it. Try this. Tell me. Hey, bro. Hey, man. Hey, that was fire. That was so fire.
I ain't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, man. That thing you jam. So let's talk about that, right? So let's talk about that. See, people, great. We can hear awesome. So they heard it. I fixed it. Sweet. So we can play another. Cool. I'm telling you, man, y'all got to hear this cat in action. So one thing people can notice about what you just did right there, right? In the beginning, whether you knew the song or not, right? You can't sit still, right?
It was in context to the whole thing,
And I was getting to that. Even if you didn't know what's going on, the groove was so crazy that it was killing. And then whenever they started playing, if y'all think about it, his whole solo was playing the song. So he never left the context of the song while he was playing the solo.
Thank you.
Man, look at here. Look at here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
Thank you.
So talk about your time with Dirty Dozen, man. Talk about your time with Dirty Dozen.
Well, actually, I think when I shot that video, I was actually already a part of Dirty Dozen.
Wait a minute. Do they have any funk house?
Oh yeah, I don't know if they got any older stuff, but I know they got some more recent stuff. We kind of reunion.
Okay. So this is where back porch good.
Back porch is it's moderately good. Yeah, I like that song.
Well, it's got video for back porch. And the other one is at the Varsity.
Yeah, those are more recent. I don't know if they have any like old.
No, yeah, they got the old stuff, but it's just the music. I want them to see.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Any one of those Varsity shows. We did that a few years ago though, because we kind of had a reunion, sort of.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, I remember that. So okay, so I'm gonna do the other one because it looks better. But see, he was just talking about Funk House. Because that's whenever he got together with Wendell
Tilly.
Yeah, Steven just put a thing on it. Wendell Tilly and Mark Piro. Yes. And so this is Funk House. And y'all, I'm doing this because y'all gotta understand this cat. Y'all just heard the straight up New Orleans stuff, right? So now check this out. That's Wendell Tilly on guitar. Can y'all hear it? Y'all can hear it. Say something.
Oh! Oh!
No boundary farther than the eye can see, farther than the sunset. No question goes unanswered. Looking at the greenery, the beauty of your love for me. When we're sitting on your back porch, waiting on the rain to come. Summer brings these showers in, with a smell as sweet as your memory. Sitting on your back porch, waiting on the rain to come. Summer brings these showers in, with a smell as sweet as your memory.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's kind of where it all started, actually, you know. Yeah. In a weird way, that was like one of my first bands that I was actually a part of, besides the Michael Ward band. But that was the first band that I was really a part of. You know what I'm saying? Back in 1990, I think we started.
Yeah.
That band.
Man, look, that's just pretty awesome. So now that we got the sound straight, after a while, we'll come back later on with one of those clear videos of you playing.
Yeah, that sounded really good. That was.
No, that sounded great. It just didn't look it. You know what I'm saying? Since we're on the visual here, might do your little swamp grease, a little bit of your swamp grease after a while.
Yeah, do some grease. I got a couple things out there.
Remo and Jazz Fest. Was that good?
That was. That's I think I did with Tab Benoit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then Terence and Terence, the Heavy Hitters Drum Championship.
That was like a little drum duo thing. That was cool. You look up some of the Warren Haynes band stuff. They might have something on there that's kind of cool. Let's see what else I'm on. I mean, they got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll get it. It ain't as important. Yeah. It ain't as important as us talking. So okay. So everybody, okay, great. Y'all can hear everything was good, sweet. So now you playing with Funk House. Now right. You playing Michael Ward is a jazz violinist. So you go playing like blues and R&B music, right?
Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. Playing smooth jazz, and you're doing some hits with Michael Ward. And then you get into the college music scene with Funk House.
Yes.
So a black dude from New Orleans is now thrust into the white college music scene.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you can say
All right,
that.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, yeah.
Y'all didn't. Funk House ain't play Southern. They ain't play.
No.
So,
We definitely. It was, you know what? We was trying to. Wendell was a singer songwriter, and he had a band called Cool Toys before Funk House, and it was Mark Pure was in that band, but then the drummer was John Belanger. I don't know if you know John.
Not enough.
And then John split or something. Then they asked me to join, play with Wendell because I had been playing with Mark already. So Mark brought me in, and then Wendell had wrote some other songs. The band had a different vibe, so we changed the name to Funk House. Not funk as in funk, but funk as in German spelling, F-U-N-C.
Yeah, Funk House.
Funkhaus.
Funkhaus.
H-A-U-S, which means
means
right. It means radio station in German, supposedly.
Oh, really?
So it had a cool little thing. We got the management, and then we started shopping the band for like record deals. So we got like some record interests from like Chrysalis. I think we signed with like a developmental deal. They gave us a bunch of money, and we didn't get the full contract at the end of the deal, but it still put us in a light where we was like, all right, this could be real. And at the time, there was bands like Better Than Ezra, Cowboy Mouth, doing that whole college circuit.
Yep.
And they all stuck it out. But at the time, we started fading because I moved back to New Orleans, and I started getting into the whole New Orleans thing. I started playing with George Porter. And as you see in that video, at that time, I had already left George Porter. Because the story when I stayed with George, actually George heard me with Funk House.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, check this out. So George came to Tipitina's. Russell Baptiste was playing with George Porter running partner. So Russell was acting a fool. So George fired him or whatever. So he was looking for a drummer, and I was recommended by a bunch of dudes. So George comes to Tipitina's, and we started playing like the Funk House stuff,
right.
rock. And he was like, cool. Said, come to my crib and for an audition, what have you. Because he had a tour coming up like within a week or something. You needed a drummer. So I go to his crib, and the first thing George asked me to play was a shuffle, a blues shuffle.
Yeah. Because when you play with an icon, okay, right. Could you explain to the people who George Porter is, first of all?
Well, George Porter is the founding member of the Meters. The Meters is the legendary funk band. I mean, the Meters is the Bible of all funk to me.
People do
right, Sissy Strut, like tons of songs. But yeah, they are the catalysts of New Orleans funk music. So anyway, George was like, play a shuffle. Let's play a shuffle. Because if you can shuffle, then that means you can play anything else.
Yes.
But I had already been, like I had moved back to New Orleans, so I was already on the French Quarters playing at the A Bar, playing blues all night. So that was one of my side gigs, shuffles, and like I could play a shuffle any kind of way, because that's all we did all night. So I had already had like the rock thing and all that other stuff. So, and then my blues thing was happening. So, and he was like, all right, you got the gig. So he gave me a bunch of tapes based off of my shuffle. Because he had heard me play everything else at Tipitina's, everything he needed to know.
Right.
So he gave me a bunch of cassette tapes, and he was like, yeah, man, we leave in a few days for a tour. We're going to Florida. Can you do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So no rehearsal. So he just gave me a bunch of cassette tapes. And at the time I had a Sony Walkman cassette player. So I'm listening to these tapes so much, trying to absorb this music. The tape machine started eating my tapes.
Oh.
So now, I had 3 tapes and all 3 of them kind of got chewed up in the machine. So now I don't got no more study material. So now it was just, I had to kind of go from what I heard, what I remember, and go for what I knew.
And for those young people, there is no Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music.
Oh, no.
No YouTube.
No internet reference.
None of it. Yeah, and so cassette. CDs wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, no, it was rewind.
Yeah.
Play, yeah. So, right. So,
Yeah.
and but when we got to the gig, I already had my feel was already natural, and I could hear. My ears are, I think, my greatest asset. Above my ability to play anything, my ears really work. Guide me to where I need to go, and it's all interpretation and applying what you know to the context of what you're playing in. So
Yeah.
I'm a big stickler. I think that's why I get so many different variety of gigs, because I play in the context of what the music is. I don't try to interject things that aren't really musically conducive to what we're playing.
Remember where you're going. Talk about that. You know, to talk about that right quick.
But that's the real thing. I mean, any artist would, and just from playing with George, I developed a whole different vocabulary outside of what I had already been doing with Wendell, who was a songwriter.
Yeah.
So all this formidable early years of development.
Formidable early
formation. In other words, early years of development, it all played a part in what I do now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, when I'm playing with, like for instance, my current gig with Ani DeFranco, she's a singer-songwriter. So I have those sensibilities based off of what I learned from playing with Funk House. You know what I'm saying? And,
yes.
Being meticulous about the arrangements, the orchestrating, the drum parts, the space, the vocals, the lyrics, and then, not to skip too far here, but to go back, playing with George introduced me to a different side of New Orleans archive, library of music, from the stuff he was dealing with, from the Meters to Earl King, the Snooks Egan, like Dr. John, the Neville's. It was all the Meters. It was all that old R&B funk thing. So
yeah, it's a whole nother thing.
It's a whole different book of music. So after a year with George, I had 2 gig offers. At the same time I was working with George, I got a call to play with this chick named Michelle Shop. She was a singer-songwriter, and she was working with Alan Toussaint to produce like a New Orleans type of record. And we started working on her. And then I had the offer to play with Dirty Dozen brass band. At the same time I'm playing with George. So I wound up doing some stuff with Michelle, which didn't really pan out. And then the Dozen called, and then I auditioned with them. But what sold me on the Dozen was I didn't really want to leave George. But what sold me was the itinerary.
Oh, they had an itinerary.
I mean,
they had real.
At that time, the bands that were really touring coming out of New Orleans was Neville's, the Meters when they were working, or the Funky Meters with George, and definitely the Dirty Dozen brass band.
Yeah.
Dr. John, Alan Toussaint, Fat Domino or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I got the first itinerary from the Dirty Dozen brass band, it was a world tour with the Black Crowes.
World.
Rock band. World.
A world.
Yeah. And it was Morica, I think. They were already riding high off a horse handle and all that. So it was a huge rock and roll tour. So I was like, I couldn't pass that up. And that's what I'm saying. All my moves weren't really lateral. They were all forward moving.
Yeah.
So when I got the gig with the Dozen, it kind of put me on an international stage beyond the reach of with George Porter.
So your real major tour was the
major tour. Yes, my first major tour.
Oh, you go from vans to buses.
Yes, literally. So I was like, whoa, this is real. And I mean, through the Dirty Dozen, musically, that's a different side of the New Orleans book.
Yes.
Of music. Because it's all the brass band stuff. But then they were playing like funk and R&B and rock and roll all within that. So, and then they had horns.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for me because I'm a rock dude. I can play funk, I can play jazz, I can play blues. So it all came together. And then the freedom I had with that band to really push the envelope with the second line on the drum kit.
Yes.
Like, so it was kind of like my whole thing. And then I kind of embraced it after a while. Because I remember my first rehearsal with them, I felt like I was in a high school band rehearsal. I was like, man, I don't know, man. Sitting through horn sectionals and thinking like, man, we should, it was tedious, but it was gratifying because I learned so much about my own playing. Yeah. And not only that, the social ramifications of that gig with those 7 other men
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you can survive in that environment on tour, you can go anywhere. And most of the dudes who leave that band have promising careers.
Come on.
Yeah, Big Sam, Jamie McClain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all these dudes come through that camp, man, and they do something because it's kind of an institution. I mean, any one of those artists from that time, George, Dr. John, Alan Tuesday, you work with any of those artists, and I wound up working with all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I got the whole spectrum.
What year were you playing? What years were you playing with them?
Dirty Dozen, I think 95 to almost 20. I kind of stopped around. I started with Warren Haynes in 2011, 12. So I left the Dozen probably 20. So
you was there with him in 08?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh, okay, sweet.
All the way.
Sweet.
I was their guy.
No, thank you.
But it really wasn't until the end of that my years with them, I started really branching out, playing with other artists. And that was the best thing. I think I was already set up for it. You know, I started working with Warren Haynes, and he had me playing with a bunch of people. Then I started working with Ani. Then I started working with Tab. Then I met Don Was, who put me on a whole nother plan with, you know, like all the country artists like Willie Nelson and like the Elvis tribute and like just like phenomenal gigs, man. Like, and I'm sitting back thinking like, wow, what a journey.
Yeah, man. You know, and like talk about. Well, hold on one second. Cause I got that performance, and I'm just gonna come right into it. Got a performance where y'all was in Berghausen in 08.
I think I remember that. Yeah, that might be a good one.
Berghausen in 08. So, you know, y'all check this out. I want to get to the second line stuff. Here we go.
Oh no!
Retro solo?
I doubt it.
They never gave you a solo, huh?
Not on this song.
Alright. But anyway, that drive, man. That drive is killer.
Getting on the drums, kicking the beat. Ooh, so sweet.
So sweet. We got
Yeah, you know, Dirty Dozen was there was a variety of music. Like we didn't just stick to the street stuff.
There was what?
We didn't just stick to the street stuff. You know, we pushed the envelope. I mean, we could play anything, and that's what their thing was. You know, they really changed the structure of like the brass band repertoire. You know, when they started playing Michael Jackson tunes and bebop tunes, and you know, they wasn't just playing like standard brass band repertoire. So that was their thing. And when I joined, they really was trying to change it up because
they had you, and they could go anywhere.
Well, I think whoever got that drum seat had to be like a special dude. You couldn't just be like a pity pat. You know, you had to really know a lot of music, I think, to deal with them.
Yes, you know? because when you talking to them cats, like just talking to them, they don't sound like they know what they know.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it's like I said, the social side of that whole gig was just it went hand in hand. Like you couldn't play one way and live another way. You had to be connected to that whole thing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just be like a regular dude. And I think everybody who came through that weren't really regular dudes. Like they all doing something in their careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody fell off.
And look, and I can't tell you, I'm thinking at least four times in the last 10 years. No, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna make it shorter than that. So 30, 4 times in the last 8 years, I was in the airport with the Doug.
Probably. I mean, them dudes, we worked, bro, over 250. I don't know. We did like an insane amount of gigs a year, man. But you know what? And at the time when I was with them, I never had to worry about another gig. I would actually pass on opportunities. But then it got to the point where I started getting like, people started to notice my thing. And I think when I started doing my own records too, it kind of pushed me out there a little bit beyond musically what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was time, because I felt like I wasn't really getting the looks. Because when you hide behind all them horns, all them strong personalities.
You're not getting it.
If you hear me, you gotta know something. You gotta hear it. Like I think a good friend of mine, Charlie Hunter, man, he called me to do some duo work with him. He said, "Man, I love what you're doing." He's like, "You ain't playing no dumb funk, man." He was
not dumb funk.
Yeah. So it was like, musicians. I always was a musician's drummer. You know what I'm saying? Like when I work with musicians or artists, I get their thing. It don't matter who you are. I figure out what their thing is. That's how I tune in. I don't just go there playing drums. I find out what their thing is. And every artist that I work with, I think recognize that. And I always get the call back. It's weird, huh? It's like a crazy thing, man. Crazy sensibility.
I'm putting that in there, bro, in the comments.
Yeah.
What their thing is.
Yeah, I figure out what their thing is, man. And I think I click with them, and they relax.
Dude. Yeah. Oh, thank you. No, my wife brought my water in. Ooh, she could look. I got half to go. I got half to go, man.
Hey, yes. Man, you doing good. That's that water you get from that spot, huh?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, I don't do that. I'm not doing that now because, I'll tell you offline why. But
cool.
yeah, I'll tell you offline why. But man, that is so huge what you just said. So, musicians who are watching, artists who are watching, he just dropped so much knowledge in the last 20 minutes. It's not even funny. But basically what he said was, he finds out what their thing is. So when he gets the call for the gig, he don't just learn the music, he learns the artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he learns the gig. Yeah. Because even if he learned the artist might be on a different kind of gig. So he learns the artist and the gig. So when it comes time for the gig and the artist don't have to say nothing.
Yeah, that's huge, man. And it's very seldom, like when I'm on shows, it's weird, like, the MD or the not most of the time MD, but the artists themselves, it's just all about sensibilities to me. Yeah, I think I play to the music, and it's not a selfish thing for me. It's not about let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
It's about let me see how I can make this thing work for them, and so they can portray whatever message or thing they trying to convey, So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm totally not a selfish dude. Like when I get my time to shine, I'll do my thing. Sometimes I'm reluctant, but
I was gonna say that. So many times on stage, I'd be like, "Go on, get yourself." Nah, man, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Get you some. Nah, man.
People shaking it. Like, what I'm gonna do? Whatever. But I just learned over the years how to spot those things. And it's kind of a band leader sensibility, though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because a drummer have a lot of control.
Yes.
Over, and how he interprets it.
You shut the show down. You shut the groove down. You can kill.
Yeah. You can kill the whole vibe. Yeah. And you know, I just try to make the energy swing and everything happen, you know. And even with Ani DeFranco, man, which is a totally different spectrum of music texturally and in terms of what I'm playing and not playing. So I have to know what she likes in order for her to be comfortable, because I don't want to be a distraction to her thing, because it's all about the words, and her fans come there knowing every word. So if I'm back there doing some noodling that ain't got nothing, it's taken away from her thing. And I think the reason she digs me, it's strange even how I got that gig.
How'd you get
it? It was almost, all right, just right quick. It was weird because I remember I was dating a girl, and
there we go.
It was a girl. I was a girl. And if you know anything about Ani, if you know anything about Ani DeFranco music, I mean, chicks, it's a chick thing. Yeah. Girls love her. She's changed many lives through her music, and she's an activist, feminist. She's a powerful prophetess, I call her, because the songs she wrote years ago, if you think about what's going on now, it's like, oh wow,
it's true today.
It's true today. But anyway, I was riding with this girl on tour, and she was playing these tunes, and I'm falling asleep saying, you know, like when you half sleep and you hear the music, it sounds totally different. It's like, wow, that's some bad killing shit. Like, I woke up like, what the hell? What is that? And she's like, oh, this is Ani DeFranco. And I'm like, damn. And I'm saying in my mind, I said, man, I could do a gig like that. And then she was in her heyday probably when these tunes were written.
Right.
So, long story short, Ani lived in New Orleans that whole time.
Wow.
So years passed by. Me and the chick broke up, and I'm doing my whole nother thing, right? So out of the blue, I get a call from Ani DeFranco's. See it, get to work. So I get a call from Ani DeFranco's management, and I'm like, oh wow. And she's like,
you said it. You saw yourself. And
it was like I spoke it into existence.
Yeah, man.
Listen, this is a big world, and I was so far removed from her musically. I thought. So you thought. But New Orleans is ground zero, bro. Not just. I mean, I call this ground zero from Congo Square to everything we know now. New Orleans is ground zero. Period. So I'm not that surprised. But I get the call, so I go to her house, and just to see how it would work. And she had sent me some songs, so we get there and we play a few songs, and she's like, "That's it. We're going on tour." And that was it. That was the only rehearsal I had with this woman.
Wait. So
just me and her playing.
You didn't go over all the songs.
No. And she sent me a ton of stuff. If you know her, she's a singer-songwriter, so she could have 1,000 songs. Okay. And she's still writing in the meantime. So we would get on tour. The set list would change every night.
In other words, I got to get my game up. So
it was that kind of thing, and I think I learned to play with her through those just sound checks and gigs. And she dug it, and she's like, "That's how it happened." But I called the girl and was like, "Yo, guess what? I got the gig with Ani DeFranco." She was like, "No way!" But in hindsight, it gets even weirder because there was 2 bands that this one girl would listen to. One was Ani DeFranco, and the other one was Government Mule.
Don't tell me you played the game Government Mule.
No, Warren Haynes was the guitar player for Government Mule. So, actually, let me start over, because I already knew who Government Mule was. Right. But she was a big Government Mule fan too, and I was too, because we had Dirty Dozen would open up for him at Bonnaroo or whatever. Yeah. So my first gig offer was with Warren Haynes. So when I got the gig with Warren Haynes, I called the girl. I said, "Yo, guess what? I got the gig with Warren Haynes." She said, "No way!
No way!
Right.
Why'd you get that?"
Yeah, right. So, and then that was one of those other things that I felt like I was still so far removed from. Because Warren, Government Mule is like straight Southern rock band.
Right.
But Warren was trying to do his own little side project.
But they were closet funk friends though.
Yeah, well, they love New Orleans and the whole nine. And actually, I got the gig off the strength of George Porter, because he was supposed to be in the band, but he didn't get the gig. Gotcha. He didn't take the gig. But then I got the gig with Ani, so I had to call the girl back to tell her, hey, I got the gig with Ani DeFranco too. So it was two artists that was her favorite bands that I wound up getting the gigs with. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of in the air already.
Mike Esno just tuned in. What's up, Mike?
Mike Esno, you big dog, you.
You Emmy winner, you.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, man. So you playing with that cat, right? And okay. So since look, I'm gonna do this because a while ago we didn't get a chance a while ago to get it all because they was playing but they couldn't really hear it. So I'm gonna this is the studio classics, but another one.
Oh yeah, that's just like a little a promo video.
Yeah, that's it. To show y'all how big time he is. How big time.
Woo!
Terence Higgins, drummer with Dirty Dozen Brass Band, Warren Haynes Band, John Schofield Hyder Street Band, and my own group, Swamp Things. Pearl uses the same 31-step lacquer process that is found in most of their high-end kits, such as the Masters, the Reference, and the Masterwork series. In the Session Studio Classic kits, these finishes are just as pristine and beautiful. It's a bang for your buck. You can't go wrong with this. So got to the gig last night and I had a brand new box.
So I got to the gig last night and so I got to the gig last night and
I had this big new box of Pearl drums and man, they were great.
Yeah,
those are fun to do, man. I appreciate Pearl, for because they got a huge roster, man, and I feel like I've been with them for like 20 years almost, and they show me a lot of love, man, and they got a lot of other people on their roster. But I feel like, yeah, I'm still with Pearl. I feel like in the grassroots world, that's kind of my lane, I would think.
Yeah,
and they show me a lot of love, man. So shout out to Pearl.
So Swamp Grease, Terrence Higgins, Nigel Hall, 42619 at the Maple Leaf.
All right, that might be a good one. Yeah.
Or Swamp Grease, New Orleans, Storyville Hotel.
No, don't play that one. Play
Funky Haha.
Funny Phone Haha. Yeah, that's one of the tunes off the record. That one will work.
That one work?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, let's try
I filmed that myself.
Oh, no.
I had to edit that part. That was fun.
Cut it off for this.
That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Bruh.
No, man, don't even ask me why. That's crazy.
Bruh. First of all, what time signature is that song?
That's 4/4.
That's 4/4?
Yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't nothing special.
Say, bruh. I never stopped this, but it was, I was like,
Oh yeah. Oh wait, they had some. We did them things like an odd number of times, so it's kind of threw it.
that's what I'm saying. You coming in on a 3 on the E.
Yeah, but it was basically 4/4. But yeah, that was fun. That was from my last record. The Swamp Grease. What's the name of the record? Raised Till Sunrise.
So if you like that song, go on iTunes and Amazon and everywhere else and Rage Till Sunrise, Swamp Grease. Just like
Oh my God.
Swamp Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, first of all, who's the bass player?
Oh, that's Calvin, man. You know Calvin Turner. He played with Mark Broussard. He played with Raphael Sadiq. He played with a bunch of people. Bad dude. Well, you know, Calvin played on my first record too. But it's an interesting thing because that particular band, we did a song on that record.
It's all band leaders right now.
Oh yeah. Well, we did a song with John Cleary on this record. It's called Soul 45, and he heard the band, and he used that band on his record, Go-Go Juice, which won the Grammy. So it's typically Swamp Grease and Cleary.
Swamp Grease featuring John Cleary, but
yeah, right.
But since it was named John Cleary, that means y'all didn't get the Grammys. Y'all got
no, we did. I got certificate. But you know, it was his record. So I mean, but the band was killing.
Yeah.
And this is a product. I mean, of that the whole thing.
Yeah.
His record was a product of this thing.
Right. Man, look. So I noticed that the most drummers might be able to see that. I'm gonna get that. Yeah. My boy Todd Gillard said he gonna get it. He gonna get that song. Yeah. But you talk about your drum setup, man. I noticed you got that small tom in the middle. You want to talk for the drummers?
Oh, that was a total fluke. When I that was my first Pearl kit. That kit, and that was pre-endorsement. So at the time, I was playing with Funk House. I had this blue Ludwig Sparkle drum set.
Yep.
And when I left Funk House, I still had that kit when I was playing with George Porter.
Yeah.
So what I would do, I would go to Ray Francis Drum Center, and I didn't have all the money, so I would put different parts of my drum set on layaway. Yeah, and then so I ordered the bass drum first. It took 6 months because it was a custom order. Yeah. And then after I got that out of layaway, I ordered the toms. But at the time when I ordered the toms, I ordered the 8, 10, 12.
Right.
But the 12 was a little bit of a power tom.
Right.
So when you mount it over the bass drum, it didn't get low. It didn't get low enough because it was so big. So what I did, I put the 8 in the 10, and I just took the 12 and I put it on this side of the 8. So it wouldn't be sitting directly over the bass drum, but I could get it low enough. Yeah. And it stuck. And
well, as a former quad player in college, you know what I'm saying? When I saw you doing that, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually it worked. It changed your approach.
Because ergonomics, you like digga, and you go baga.
Boom. Yeah.
Baga. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I prefer to hit the big tom first anyway. I don't like to play the 8 like a main tom. And I would very seldom use an 8 anyway. So in a fusion setting like that, it worked because I could do my little fusion steel.
Right. But it was just an interesting thing to have that small tom in the middle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
have the other ones on the outside. And I was looking, I was like, man, that's fine.
Yeah, so, it felt good too.
So my sister gave me, and y'all, I'm talking to a drummer, so I'm just like, I'm extremely excited because, you know.
We're drummers now.
I used to be a drummer back in the Gap, you know what I'm saying? Back in the Gap.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, man, look, somebody told me, my sister told me back in the day when I was trying to figure out how to get the right vibe with the new style of Zydeco. Because Zydeco went through like 3-4 different rhythm center changes, right?
Right.
And this rhythm center, I just wasn't really feeling it right. And she looked at me and she said, bro, you can dance, can't you? I was like, yeah. She said, well, dance on the drums. You're already back there doing all that crazy stuff. Dance on the drums. And I was like, okay. And so I say that to say, I noticed that when you play, you dance it. Again, I'm telling you, bro, look, hey, I'm just asking God to bless me right now so where I can have enough gigs, enough so I can be like, T.
Hit me up.
You know, look, let's just start a group that we could do, you know what I'm saying?
We already should be doing that, man. We should be doing like a Louisiana-based all-star project that we could really.
I already talked to somebody that you know in your city about doing that.
Right.
We talked to me about it, and I was like, bro, we got to bring we got to bring Terence in. We got to bring Terence in. You know, because that'd be oh man, I was just like, I got all giddy up when he said that. I was like, woo!
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, man.
So I noticed you dancing while you playing, man.
Oh man, yeah. I'm really into the music, man. I get lost in it, man. Like it depends on what group I'm playing with, but I'm always locked in to the center of the music, bro. Like it's little distractions. I mean, I'm inside of the music. I don't really see the crowd.
Right. Well, when you do it right, you should.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't see the people. I don't see them. I swear, man. People be like, "Man, do you see?" I was like, "I didn't see you. Sorry."
Yeah. Right.
I'm zoned out.
Like I say, man, you know that's just awesome. But you know, so we've been doing this thing for a minute, man. Look, I want to thank you for coming coming up here and kicking it with me.
Oh, anytime.
We got to play your music for the people. How can they follow you? How can they follow you on social?
Social media is all the way around. Facebook.
What is social?
Instagram? I think Facebook is Terence Higgins Music. Instagram is Terence Higgins Drums. At Terence Higgins Drums. Twitter is at Swamp Jig. You can find me on YouTube at Swamp Jig, which is another alias. But yeah, I'm all over. Yeah, SWAMPJIG, Swamp Jig.
That's for Twitter. Well, I'm just gonna do Facebook and IG. Facebook is Terence.
Well, yeah. Facebook is at Terence Higgins Drums. At Terence Higgins Music, and Instagram is at Terence Higgins Drums.
Okay, yeah, I just put your IG and your thing on there. So,
Cool,
what are the new projects, man? What you got working?
Well, actually, I'm just working out of my studio room, I call it. And I do a bunch of just satellite drum tracks for people. And actually, I produced a couple of records out of there. And then I'm working on some writing over there. I just doing my own thing. And I'm still working with Ani remotely. I just did a radio show for her. It aired on her internet radio. It's called Righteous Babe Radio. I don't know if I think it ran last week. It may run again.
Hey, move over to your left. We lost you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I got my lean on.
Lean on, right?
But yeah, so I'm just staying busy, man. Surprisingly enough, through the pandemic, I'm so thankful I got the room that I can go and play drums anytime of night. I got a super cool recording rig. I've done a couple live streams from there, and because I got to get more into the web side of the music. But that hadn't been my forte because I feel like, I don't know, self-conscious or what, but I feel like I got the whole setup. I just got to implement it,
We already talked about it. I'm going to help you out, bro, because look, you have a gift that the world needs to get. They need to get on to, and you need to have an internet presence, man. You need to have a web presence, bro, because people, I'm telling you, drummers will tune in all day long.
Yeah,
because, that New Orleans, like we talked about that as well. The New Orleans drummer is like a special drummer.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You want to talk about that? My thing, I know what we have. I don't try to exploit that. I feel like that's what we do. I know a lot of people, try to, get their thing on based on that. I just feel weird about it because it's such a cultural thing. It's like not what I do, it's who I am. So I don't really exploit that, and I do so much more. But that's the DNA of what I do. That's my soul, the soul of Greece. It's, that's New Orleans, so you can't, I can't eradicate that from who I am.
Come on now, big words. Come on now, big words.
I got my thesaurus, but there's so much going on out there, man. For instance, I posted this drum clip just the other day, one of my last Instagram posts. And this was something I had on my phone. This was a random out the way beat that I just was in my thing, and I said, let me tape this. And I sent it to Charlie Hunter. I was trying to get him to get on. He was trying to do this video hookup thing for like a 1 minute thing.
Right.
So it didn't work. So I'm going through my phone, and I ran across. I said, let me post it on Instagram just to post it. And man, dudes was going nuts. I might have got 5,000 likes or views in like a day. But I'm like, this is the stuff I do all the time. There's nothing, to me, it's just regulation.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to tell you like I told my cousin Andre. Andre, if you're watching, this is an example of what can happen if you do this. because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of y'all, man. I'm a fan of people who are excellent technicians at what they do, right? So since you play every day and you got the video rig already set up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Multicam.
Bruh, multicam. So every time, don't plan nothing. Don't make it no different. Don't try to make it super deep. Just turn all the cameras on, hit record, sit on the drum, and do what you do, right? Just do what you do. And however long you do that, you got it. Now go back, and now you put those in 1 minute clips. You can put them in 1 minute clips. You can set them up to on Facebook. You can on YouTube. You can set them up to release whenever, periodically. You know what I'm saying? You get those going. You got to manually do it. I don't know if you can probably schedule them on IG, but you got to use the other app from your phone. But still, you can have these things just constantly coming out, and then you can if there's one part that you thought was really really good, you know, and while you was playing, you thought about it, you stopped and you talked about it. Now you got a thing you can put on there, tutorial you can put on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, dude, and it's simple. And don't overthink it. Record it and holler at your boy. I got you. I got you, man. Because
that's where we at.
I'm telling you, you got too much stuff going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if anybody believe in you, bro, you know I believe. Okay, so look. So we're gonna wrap it up, man. I need you to give advice. I need you to give some advice to the people. First of all, before you do that though, because you were being nice to the musicians out there, the drummers out there in the world. You was being nice, and I want you to really go in and be a uncle and a big cousin and a big brother. When you're playing on someone's gig, as a drummer, bass player, guitar player, keyboard player, whatever. Advice. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna make you do it since you wouldn't do it when I asked you to do it. So advice. Play on somebody's gig.
I mean, point blank, my biggest thing, my biggest pet peeve, and we've already said, just play in context to what you're playing. Don't be trying to play the last thing you saw on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't all the time translate to what you're doing in a real-time situation. And I find a lot of drummers, they get on these gigs and they play out of context and they overplay. And musicians don't want to hear that unless that's what was called for. I'm not saying don't have the facility to do it, right, but know how to apply it and know when to apply it. I mean, it's one-on-one. It's like you can't escape that, like I'm saying. And you know, there's so much noise out here. You know, you have to find your own voice. So like people hire me for me, but I'm able to work what I do into the confines of their thing. So it's not like a drummer from New Orleans all over some stuff that ain't New Orleans.
Right.
But like I said, you can't eradicate what I do or my feeling or my soul, because it's all about where I'm from, New Orleans. It's in there, but you get this big old pillow and this big old fluffy thing, and you're trying to figure out, why does this feel so good? Because it's that DNA. It's where I'm from. But, you know, like I said, just play in context, you know, be mindful of the artists. Right. Learn their nuances. You don't want an artist turning around looking at you saying, man, what are you playing? Like, what are you doing? That's the worst thing in the world. My biggest thing is the artists don't tell me hardly anything. And I don't know. It's amazing. I'm like spoiled.
Bro, I mean.
Matter of fact, they'd be turning around saying, what do you think we should do here? You know, and that is when, I mean, you got like your MD. You got the MD saying, hey, T, what do you think we should, you know?
Dude, I ain't getting paid to be MD. You tell me.
But no, it's a team. I'm a team player. I'm not tripping like that because this guy hired me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be there probably if this guy wouldn't say, hey.
You know,
that's respect, you know, and that's respect. And then that makes me comfortable because I'm giving him what he wants.
Right. Yeah, that's all part of the game.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. That's what I meant a while ago when I said the New Orleans thing. I didn't mean the New Orleans beats. I meant the New Orleans. The vibe.
Yeah, it's a spirit, man. It's
the vibe.
It's a spirit.
You know, Todd said, he's a drummer that's been watching. He say, know your pocket. Know your pocket. Pocket gets paid.
Pocket.
Let's get lost. Pockets get paid. Right?
Man, look, if you playing in an arena, you ain't gonna hear half of that anyway. You know, you don't hear no ghost notes like talking about. You ain't hear no 30-second notes. Matter of fact, if you showing up in an arena with an 8-inch tom, you on the wrong gig. Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway, that's me.
Now, advice to artists, young musicians. Just give me something, you know, some advice that's gonna stick to them, and just word of advice, word of wisdom from T, man.
First things first, man. Write your songs. Write your own music. That's your bread and butter. Everything, you can cover a song and you can try to be the next hottest YouTube thing out there covering stuff, but write your own music, man. That's the only way you're going to survive in this game. You know what I'm saying? And, have a social media presence. They know more about that than I do, the youngsters. Because that's their generation. We didn't come up during that time. No. So that's foreign to me. And I see it and I'm just getting into it. But I just say write your own music, man, and network. Like, reach out, find producers, find musicians that you like. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be all in your own little bubble, man. Most of these songs out here now too are collabs. A lot of stuff is collab. So nobody, if you look at a song now, a hit song, they got 20 people that wrote the song.
They wrote the song.
He wrote that line. He wrote the next line. She wrote the beat. He tuned the snare. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of that. So it's a communal thing too. But have your own thing, man. And that's the biggest advice I can give. And protect your intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? So that's
your intellectual property. Bro, look, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me, bro. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for watching us. Next week, we got Zydeco Heavyweight, Lil Nate Williams in Hilton. Y'all tune in next same bad time, same bad channel, 7 p.m. Central for all things music. Don't go nowhere, T. Don't go nowhere. All right, good.